taking a grill for a 2000 to 2002 Toyota Tundra first gen. Going to reinforce it and all the known weak spots using this aluminum flat bar. I will be putting it on the reverse side of it where it mounts at the bottom of the grill. The bar will be going in here using some epoxy to stick it in there. I was able to bend it and it fits just perfect. Using JB Weld to fill in some of these weak spots where the grill mounts to the truck. A lot of these aftermarket grills sometimes break at these spots, so I kind of filled them in a little bit, not all the way, to hopefully build some strength before I mount it. We'll see how that goes. Added more on the back side. Looks ugly, but it won't be seen. This is the back side of the grill, anchoring that aluminum flat bar that has JB Weld underneath it to reinforce this grill. Some people talk about there being a gap along the top edge of the grill. As you can see, this does not come with any kind of foam tape. So I'm going to apply this tape here to the edges so that it's not creating a gap or it's not hitting against the paint of the truck. Here you can see I put the foam tape around the edge of the grill to kind of fill in that gap that other installers have talked about. Also keeps it from rubbing up against the paint with vibration. Here's a top view of where I put that foam tape to kind of fill in that gap and prevent it from rubbing up against the hood paint. You can see where I put JB Weld in some of those spaces to kind of increase strength, since those are weak points. And that flat bar, add a little bit of JB Weld underneath that flat bar, and on top it's wedged in there pretty good, so it shouldn't come out. Adds a little strength to the bottom when closing or opening the hood. Added a rubber stopper to the bottom of the grill so it does not make contact with the bumper. Going to paint it black. Alright, painted the rubber stopper black so it's not as noticeable. Just a quick video on how I ran my TRD lights. Went through this hole here, used some hangers. I removed this hood stopper so that I can get to this spot here, and then bought this wire from your dollar store, which is used to wrap around plants. It's not real hard, but it's hard enough to get it and fish it through the back. And then I got to the very back too. I can see it back here. Use another hanger to pull it through. So that's when I'll be running the cable. I didn't want the cable loose or in between these cross members here, so I decided to go through this channel of the hood to trying to get it all the way through and give it a cleaner look. You see where I fished it through here on the hood. Came out through the hood, little stomper. I use this green wire here. Had to pull it down this corner straight down. It was getting caught up trying to come straight through here, so pulling it through, and I'm gonna cross it back this way and then bring it down so it won't get pinched on this road right here. Here's the final wiring of the Raptor TRD lights on a first gen 2002 Tundra. I used some zip ties, kind of zip tied it there. On this aftermarket TRD Pro Grill, I used that one hole to zip tie the second LED. Now the third one, I zip tied it back this way. This wire here is for the latch. What I did was I ran it through this first hole right there on a Tundra. I used hangers. I used a soft pliable wire to get down to this corner here. Got to this hole here, and then I pulled it back this way. I tried running it straight from here. It was difficult. All I took was a little rubber fuel line hose or vacuum hose, cut it open, stuffed it in there, took some corrugated wire protection I had left over. They sell pretty cheap at Harbor Freight. So I finished wiring it down. I did have to add more wire to the kit that it came with. It wasn't long enough to run the wiring to the location that I wanted. So I had to come down here. I used an add a fuse, add in there. I left a little extra slack because if I decide to tap in directly to the parking lights, I have enough slack to go straight to the parking lights. For now, I have it hooked up to a 15 amp outlet on a 2002 Toyota Tundra. It turns on when the vehicle turns on, so they would be kind of like my driving lights that run all the time. I ran my ground to this connector here, and that's it.